Okay guys, welcome to the next videos, the second video on data binding. It's about two-way data binding on how we bind our event to the forms. But from what I learned, that the two-way data binding is not the best way, not the best way to doing these data binding things. But the best thing is to do one-way data binding. But I will teach you both one-way and two-way. So first step, please clone the repository here. As you can see on the screen, this is the second repository on this data binding topics. Then we will create an app that looks like this one. Yeah, so we have a text view, then we enter a name, then we push a button, and then it's changed. So this flow is using the old way. See, this is still using find view by ID without using data binding. And let's see how I create this app. I have same gradles, yeah, with this build feature enabled true, but I do not using it yet. And then, as you can see on the activity layout, is still using I already create models here, but it is not used yet. So as you can see down here, it is not used yet. So this is will not be working because I do not apply the binding here. Yeah, so still on this code, it's not using data binding because I do not apply the binding. Okay, on the old ways, okay, we always have to create these private variables for any types of views that we can interact. This one, we have text view, edit text, and button. So here we have button, text view, and edit text. Then another way is the next step is to find view by ID, then set event to a button, then change the text when the event is triggered by user. That's it, pretty much the same, yeah, but we are not using these models yet here. This app will work, but it is using the old style without data binding and without two-way or one-way. This is the old way. This is the find view by ID way. Then we can change the branch. We can change from the find view by ID to one-way data binding. So change the branch, open terminal, then do a git checkout -f if you creating change here. It will overwrite the change on one-way data binding. One-way data binding. So we are moving to the one-way data binding. Okay, here I already use these variables, add some data binding text, and then oh, this is not tagged yet, yeah, but I will show you. It will work. Okay, this one. So what will I do? I will clean up the previous variables, yeah, private variables. I deleted them all, and then I changed the data binding, the content view to using activity main binding. So this activity main binding is a generated class. If you do not have it, just check it here. And this one. If this generated class is not exist, then you have to do a build and clean project. If you clean the project, it is not exist, then you do rebuild project. And then if the rebuild project doesn't exist, then you will have to restart your Oneway Studio. Okay, what I do here, I create activity main binding here. It is different here from the previous code. Where is the compare? Oh, compare with. Oh, this only. Oh, compare with branch. I will compare with the old way. Yeah. Nah. Okay, nah, so let's see the difference between the old way. I clean up this, yeah, these private variables, and then the set content view on the old way like this one, but on the new one is like this one, activity binding, and then set content view. Okay, using data binding util. Then I create new mahasiswa's object, then set up the binding to set mahasiswa, and then I create a listener to the binding.button save .set on click listener, and then I update the text accordingly when we update the when the user trigger the event. So how it will run, we will run it. Okay, so in this step I create mahasiswa's object, and then on this step I set up the mahasiswa's variable. So here I have these variables mahasiswa. It will be set up using this code, set mahasiswa using these variables, and then I add a event to the btn save. Then on the btn save I put on click listener. When the user trigger the event, it will update the text values. So let's try. Okay. Simpan. Okay, it's updated, yeah guys. So this is the perfectly same result with the previous one, but less code, yeah, less code and clear, yeah. We can see what happened with the bloated variables and find view by ID. Then what if you want these things to be automatically updated, like when I type and then auto update? We need the two-way data binding. So let's check the branch is two-way data binding. Go to terminal, then git checkout -f two-way data binding. Then we will have this one. Look at this here. At the main activity, it's less code, yeah, actually. And then see the layout. At the layout, I create this earlier, yeah, but now I have this one. I also have this one, yeah, mahasiswa.nama. Then I have this add equals. So add equals is two-way data binding. Add is one-way data binding. So when we use add equals, so we can set the values of these variables here, the mahasiswa's variables, from the UI. This one, the UI. Okay, on the main activity, this I will run this app, so it will be faster. Okay, while I explain. So the difference with the previous branch is you compare with branch one way. Okay, the difference with one way is we do not have to set up the listener, yeah, and then the listener will automatically update the values, but we have this difference here on the mahasiswa's class, because we need to extend base observable, and then we add a bindable and notify property change to the mahasiswa's class. Yeah, let's check the difference with the previous branch and the one-way data binding. See, on the one-way data binding, mahasiswa class is only a plain old Java object for Pojo, and then here on the two-way data binding, we have to add extend to base observable, and then we can see the result updated directly. So when I type here, while I type, the values is updated. Okay, some result, but using two-way data binding. So, but when we use data binding one-way and two-way, I have read and learned again, but the result so far is that one-way data binding is the best option, and two-way data binding is optional when you need something that automatically updated. But the best practice is to using unidirectional data flow. So the one-way data binding is the best one. Okay, but for the learning process, you will need to know all of those bindings process, yeah, one-way, two-way, the old way. Okay, thank you for listening. Please keep learning and please learning again so that you know that coding is easy as long as you know how to code it. Okay.